Ladies and gentlemen, we are jumping right into the Illuminati drama. A lot of you may not be aware of what's been going on, but it is a crazy story. It is a story of backstabbing, of lies, of deception, of deceit, of cringe, of someone shooting themselves in the foot, of someone trying to call someone else and getting called out back. Ladies and gentlemen, we are jumping into drama of a person that I actually never really liked. Illuminati once was, like, years ago, turned me off way the wrong way. Started going on this crusade, roasting some small artist who was a fan and drew not safe for work character, art of her character, like of her triangle head character, and she went on this whole rampage bitching about it, and calling out, like, sending harassment to, like, this little artist person. And I was like, okay, you're an asshole. And I'm really glad that turns out I was right. A lot of you may not know this, but there are some telltale signs if you're an asshole on the internet. And I have mastered the art of being an asshole on the internet. So I just pick up on that. Let's jump right into it, baby. This story is crazy. All right, I probably missed some of the twists and turns. So, all right, Turkey Tom, get me up to speed, baby. Get me up to speed.
Illuminaughti is a video essay channel about scams and other hot button issues.
All right, let me just show you, but before we even start, dude, this makes me so, like, wild. This is crazy. Illuminaughti, 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 Illuminaughti. All right, look at her before the drama. This is Illuminati before the drama. 500,000 views a video. Let's go. Big views, big videos. Why is there a heart symbol and a swastika and a Star of David? What is this video? What is even going on? What is this? You know, I'm not even gonna ask. I'm not even gonna ask. The point is, look at her views now. She can't break 20K. That's insanity. That's crazy. And it's all because people found out she's a massive asshole. So let's just jump right into it.
And if you know who I am, then you probably know who she is. There's some obvious similarities between our contents. We both produce fully scripted documentaries, for lack of a better word, about topics people find interesting.
Yes.
She's called out Autism Speaks, SeaWorld, PETA, Andrew Tate, and The Right.
It's time
She called out the right? Oh man, that's crazy.
once again to stop pyramid schemes, scams, and other forms of corruption.
A noble...
Dude, see, the crazy thing is, I am very much of the mindset that the only person who really gets canceled is someone who alienates their own audience. Like, you could have someone who says the most batshit crazy things, and if they developed an audience of people that want that batshit craziness, then they will forever be fine. That audience will follow them even if they're called out for batshit crazy things, because that's the audience that they've developed, right? You have Sneeko out there on Rumble, still has an audience, despite the fact that, you know, he says the wildest anti-Semitic, transphobic, homophobic rhetoric you could think of, and despite all of that, he still has an audience, because that is his audience. It's the people that go into his streams and say, yeah, fuck the Jews, you're so real for that, king. And it's like, oh, okay. So you could call him out for being an anti-Semite, but his audience doesn't care, so therefore he'll be fine. Now, Blair over here, Illuminaughti, came out here making videos calling out people for being immoral. So when she is proven to be an immoral bitch, yeah, she's gonna lose everything. And that's exactly what happened.
Pursuit, no doubt. But recently, a boatload of information has come out about Illuminati that has painted her as a manipulative, vindictive individual.
Oh, dude. And what's so funny is there are so many people exactly like this. These manipulative, vindictive creatures on the internet. And it's so nice to see them finally get called out. There are a couple people that I'm waiting. I know that there's skeletons in their closets, and I know what some of them are, but not enough to actually do anything about it. I'm waiting for one day the Jenga tower will fall.
In many ways is comparable to the people she criticizes. Leaking private information to discredit someone, lying to her audience, paying people to sift through her ex-collaborators' content to find dirt on them.
I saw this. Paying people money for other people to watch other people's videos to find dirt on them. Bro.
And running...
By the way, people do that to me. I know people have paid other people to sift through my videos to see if they could find me saying anything sexist or something like that. And that's hilarious. And that's why I fully lean into the meme. And I'm like, guys, you want to hear a hilarious joke? Women. Ah! Whoa! Ah, hey, peak comedy. You just lean into it at this point. I am not sexist. I love and respect women, and I have a lot of female friends out here. And I'm just saying, gotta just annoy my haters with this stuff.
An alt account to try and ruin their career behind the scenes. All of this and more has led to the destruction of her reputation amongst viewers. The most ironic part is that she started it all herself by calling out another YouTuber for supposed play.
That's the best part, that she literally caused her own house of cards to crumble.
Plagiarism. This is the turbulent story of Illuminati.
All right, baby, let's go. Let's go, Turkey Tommy, baby. Turkey me up, homie.
The first video on Illuminati's channel, uploaded at the beginning of 2019, is titled, "What is an MLM? The History of Multi-Level Marketing." It introduces viewers to MLM.
Bro, this man goes back to the past. Holy shit, that's insane. What is even going on? He went all the way back. It's like, all right, we're gonna talk about Illuminati. Anyway, the first video she ever posted, I'm like, Jesus.
MLMs, a controversial marketing strategy where salespeople earn income not only from direct product sales, but also from sales made by others they've recruited to the business, rather than receiving a fixed salary. While that may sound like a nebulous definition, an easier way to understand the concept is by thinking about it like a pyramid. At the highest level, you have the person who either created or sells a particular product. This person then recruits others underneath them to sell the product as well, and those individuals in turn recruit others below them to sell that same product. The people at the bottom of this structure contribute a portion of their earnings to those above them, as each salesman or woman receives a share of the money earned by their recruits. If you haven't already noticed, the triangle shape is what's caused many to label multi-level marketing as a pyramid scheme, with some going as far as to call them scams. Blair set out to expose these MLMs to her audience.
MLMs, mothers lacking milkers. Can we get an F in the chat for all the mothers out there missing milkers? Like, they don't get enough love, and I'm sorry chat isn't showing up on my screen right now. It is simply because my stream situation is really fucked right now. Please bear with me. But thank you for all the Fs in chat. I do see them here, and I appreciate them.
With this video in particular being an introduction. Her channel art even reflects this theme, with the recognizable
I love how she doesn't wear pants. I love how she took her character.
video in
like,
particular
right,
being an introduction.
floating
Her channel
pyramid
art.
All right, sexy silhouette, no pants. And then someone makes lewd art of her and she loses her shit. What did you expect? You're dressed like Raven from Teen Titans.
Even reflects this theme, with the recognizable triangle-shaped head with the large eye in the middle, based on the Eye of Providence, which you're probably familiar with from seeing it in pop culture. Or if you
You're probably familiar with this. With the triangle with the eye in it. You've probably seen it in pop culture, or, you know, on The American Money.
the Eye of Providence, which you're probably familiar with from seeing it in pop culture. Or if you grew up when I did, your obvious introduction to it was Bill Cipher from Gravity Falls.
Or it's literally on the dollar bill. Okay, dude. You know, alright.
However, even in her first video, it's obvious that this isn't Blair's debut on YouTube. She welcomes back her viewers.
Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. If this is your first time here, my name is Blair, or the Illuminati, and today I'm super excited to talk about the subject that made me make this video. We're talking about—
That's because the channel creation date is actually May 9th, 2013, implying that a large catalog of content was at some point removed. What kickstarted Illuminati's initial rise to popularity.
YouTube is global, so you can't expect him to know the US dollar. Turkey Tom's American. What are you saying?
He wasn't video essays, but a much older trend that took YouTube by storm a few years ago, Reddit videos. As of March 21st, 2019, the Illuminati channel had accumulated nearly 100,000 subscribers from browsing subreddits and reacting to them, laughing at r/entitled parents, r/choosing beggars.
Wait, so she started as a Reddit reaction channel? That's hilarious.
r/nice guys and nice girls, respectively, and criticizing anti-vaxxers was the bread and butter of her channel. Over the years, Reddit has accumulated a considerable amount of cringe-worthy.
She started off her channel by reading Reddit, and she became a commentary YouTuber. Normally it goes the other way around. Normally people start off as commentary YouTubers and they're like, ah, whatever, I'll just browse Reddit. And then there's me, who gets community strikes every time I react to Reddit, so I've sworn off that godforsaken pit, that ass crack of a website.
For the content. Shocking, I know. Prompting users to subscribe to specific subreddits dedicated to showcasing it. Popular YouTubers like Soothouse, Sorrow TV, Wild Spartans, and of course Blair took advantage of this readily available material and made content out of the best of it. They found that they could pump out content with ease by selecting 20 or so cringy posts from these conveniently organized subreddits and reading them aloud in their videos with minimal editing required.
I love how it's just reading subreddits. The meta.
Surprisingly, this approach brought them significant success, surpassing what one might expect from such simple content. And honestly, who could even blame them for capitalizing on it? At the time, there was one playlist on Illuminaughti's channel that gave an inkling of what was to come, titled Anti-MLM. By early 2019, the Reddit trend had already begun to die. Soothouse and Sorrow TV, who had capitalized on it the most, stopped.
Bro, what are these titles and thumbnails? God damn, I can cure homosexuality. Yeah, because you have fantastic boobs. What a goddamn legend.
Posting altogether shortly after it reached its peak. Others who hopped on the bandwagon like Call Me Carson quickly hopped right off. If Blair wanted her channel to keep growing, she needed a new type of content, or she risked fading into obscurity. Luckily, a life raft would come her way in the form of video essays. Sunny V2, Patrick CC, and others began to make videos documenting interesting subjects. From the ever-classic rise and fall of an internet personality, to videos about specific controversies or websites, and even lists and icebergs. You name a mildly...
So interesting. I didn't know that she started off as a Reddit reaction channel. I feel like that explains so much, watching her jump from one to the other. I'm not saying that it's wrong. Every YouTuber's life cycle is jumping from thing to thing.
Entertaining topic, and there's bound to be a video essay about it. It's a genre composed of well-edited, easy-to-digest content that gives the audience new food for thought, whether relatively basic or highly philosophical, on a weekly basis. Blair rightly viewed this burgeoning market as a land of opportunity. As I previously mentioned, this type of content is the only one that even remains on Blair's channel. She quickly became dead set on exposing various companies,
which is kind of wild, because if you look at her channel, she's always been about that just mass grind, right? She still, despite not really making money on these videos based on the view count, but like if you look at this, she's uploading 30-minute long documentaries 4 times a week. That's insane. She's obviously not writing any of this shit, right? Like, she's just voicing it.
Including Lime Cosmetics, Chanel, Herbalife, the Salvation Army, and any MLMs she came across. She also ventured into broader topics like the education system, expanding beyond her specific focus on company exposés.
The education
She's right.
system is as outdated as it is broken.
She's right. Where's the lie? I can't even disagree. She's so right for this queen. Damn, whoever she got to write this was probably incredibly based.
If it doesn't work for us and hinders students from...
By the way, I have never gotten anyone to write videos for me, I think. Yeah, I don't think I've ever gotten someone else to write a video for me in my life. I just feel like that'll take the joy out of YouTube for me.
Feeling encouraged, creative, and free to explore the world around them, make no mistake, it's broken.
However, it's important to note that Blair's approach to expose...
You can tell, lol, yeah, no one else would write this degenerate shit that I keep spouting. Can you imagine someone gets employed to write for a YouTube channel, and the YouTuber opens up the script and it's like, yeah, so this is shit poop cum fart, yes. I will not be saying this.
Exposing these companies comes short of proper investigative journalism. Instead, she gathers information from news articles and other documentaries.
She hires people to gather things from news articles, just whatever.
And presents it in a condensed format for her audience. This doesn't mean her content lacks legitimacy, but it does indicate that her videos don't necessarily go above and beyond what typical YouTubers like myself do.
Her content was by no means groundbreaking.
2020, Blair had ditched Reddit altogether, and who could blame her? The video essays were vastly more successful. By the middle of that year, she had earned nearly 500,000 subscribers. Her videos were averaging more than 250,000 views, and she was uploading every few days. She was easily one of, if not the most prolific video essayist on YouTube.
No, she wasn't. She was never, ever the most prolific video essayist on YouTube. You know the most prolific video essayist on YouTube? It is the one, the only, the legend, the bar near god of video essays. It is MatPat. This man is the most prolific video essayist on YouTube. He uploads 2 videos a week on The Game Theorist. But he also uploads 2 videos a week on the film theorists, 2 videos a week on the food theorists, 2 videos a week on the style theorists. And these are all theories. These are the most 30-minute long videos. This is the most prolific.
The output was unheard of. Each of these videos were fully researched, written, and edited in full without cutting any real corners. Videos on her channel were now broken up into categories such as psychology, history, shady businesses and charities, and of course, MLM deep dives, which were still a try.
Going deep into this freaking, god damn, he is going deep on this Illuminati stuff. Like, he wants you to know exactly who this person is before he explains to you her terrible downfall.
And true method of getting clicks. Faceless companies that profit off of recruiting others to sell a product many consider useless are easy to hate, and for every hateable MLM, you can be sure there was an Illuminati video to cover it. Now,
what I actually noticed about Illuminati's content a while back, which kind of turned me off a little bit, she only hates on things that there is no defense for. She doesn't call out YouTubers that would actually be able to defend themselves at all. If you actually look at who she's hating on, it's hating on the United States or McDonald's, like nameless and faceless massive companies that have absolutely no way to defend themselves. It's the most safe way to call people out. Yeah, calling out Pornhub. All right, dude. Calling out the right. Nicely done there. Destroyed, obliterated. She'll never actually call someone out that has the balls to fight back.
Now, you may be wondering how Blair managed to produce such an incredible amount of content on such a regular basis. There's no way she's doing everything on her own, right? Well, the simple answer is no. Even if she were taking 60 milligrams of Adderall every day with 3 Starbucks orders on the side, it would
sound like you know a thing or two about that.
Still be too much work for one person. Just like mainstream creators such as Mr. Beast, many video essay channels have started paying others to assist them in producing content more frequently without sabotaging quality.
Which, I mean, like, I hire editors. I suck at editing, and I've hired editors for years now. So I guess delegation does make sense. I just delegate without actually the cost of my personality. Like, I don't get people to write my stuff or record my stuff for me. But aside from that, that's just personal taste. You can do whatever you want. This is a business, ultimately.
Creators like Patrick CC, Magnates Media, and myself have contracted additional help to keep a steady output of videos. So yes, you guys can rest easy and stop asking if I do meth in the comment section. If you guys check the description of Blair's video starting from 2019, you'll find a list of researchers, writers, editors, and thumbnail designers who have contributed to her work. Collaboration plays a crucial role in the success of many creative endeavors, and YouTube is no exception.
Hello and welcome to The Corporate Casket, a bi-weekly
Bro, it just hurts to hear her voice. My God.
series where bad businesses go to die. We will discuss
Oh God, the smugness. She's a bad business that went to die, and it just makes me so happy.
any and everything from bad charities, terrible CEOs, and businesses that have a lot to hide. I'm the Illuminati, and today we're talking about an industry that has come up quite a few times before.
Bro, she actually the writing was on the wall. You could literally take an intro from her video and make it the intro of her downfall video.
Supplements.
But those helping her with her content, for the most part, didn't have online followings of their own. Instead, they were seeking behind-the-scenes employment. At the same time, Blair was also collaborating with other creators who wanted to grow their brand. The Sad Milk channel was launched in December of 2019, is a collaborative project between YouTubers featuring Flinders, Illuminati, One Topic at a Time, Oz Media, Salty Reddits, The Click, and Wonderstruck Guy. It was
like I was in 2019 when lots and lots of people were launching like community channels. I was actually working on one at one point. I don't remember who was going to be in it. I think was it Henry from MXR Plays, Quite, and Oompaville. I think it was gonna be us. We were gonna call it The Boys. Dude, that brings me back. 2019 YouTube was a trip.
It's essentially a reaction channel that posted similar content to the reading Reddit videos that made Blair blow up in the first place.
The food truck sign said, fries $5 and cheese $2, and I only realized the cheese was meant for hamburgers after they handed me this.
Yeah.
You want cheese fries? Here you go, sir.
Yeah, They're not wrong.
This channel would be a successful venture, boasting over 200,000 subscribers. It also helped to boost the careers of those who contributed to it, who could now cross-pollinate their audience to share viewers. The channel posted videos throughout 2020, despite a community post outlining that a few of its members, namely
Spilling the milk was always better than sad milk. I'm just saying.
Salty, OT, and The Click, would no longer be appearing in his videos. At the time, the only explanation given for this was that they had some creative differences behind the scenes, and that those leaving wanted to focus more on their own streaming careers. The post assured the viewers that the channel was not done for, and would still be posting videos with the remaining cast, even teasing some IRL group
Whenever you have like a group channel and some people start leaving, that's like, oh, the writing is on the wall. It's like when Gojo said that I could beat Sukuna.
content. But on December 24th, 2020, its final video was posted, starring Illuminaughti, Oz, Damian Lee, and Wonder. After this, the channel was dead in the water, with fans wondering why they left it behind. But at the end of the day, creative differences was as good an explanation as any for the initial breakup.
Yeah, you're never gonna get a real explanation for any of this shit.
Blair continued posting content, refining her editing, writing, and topics until her channel was running like a well-oiled machine, as did her peers. The Click's channel grew to more than 1 million subscribers, and Oz Media similarly grew to more than 500,000. Blair's channel, meanwhile, peaked at 1.7.
What? She got all the way up to 1.7? What's she at now? Brother, that's insane! 400,000 subscribers.
A level most creators can only dream of. 250 million channel views is sure to equate to a lot of AdSense money as well, and Blair continued to be one of the most successful creators in the video essay space, venturing more so into political content such as
Is MAGA a cult? Bro, she fucking hates the right. Dude, the right. Oh, the woke liberals are gonna destroy you, Donald Trump.
criticizing trends from conservatives that she saw as disingenuous.
Dude, I love when commentary channels decide to evolve into just political channels, and it's just, oh man. Oh man.
Nobody knew much about these creators outside of their videos, especially Blair, seeing as her content was relatively impersonal. Her opinion was certainly relevant to the content, but it wasn't like the viewpoints she expressed were anything out of the ordinary. For the most part, it was the research and presentation that made her videos worthwhile for the audience to come back to time and time again, to the tune of millions of new channel views every month. That should have been where the story ended, but thanks to Blair, it's an
Yep, I love how my favorite part about her downfall, as we're about to see, is that it's all her fault. It makes me so happy. Because a lot of people knew she was an asshole, but they kind of just let her do her thing. Like, no one wants to start a whole drama stuff, but she literally brought the House of Cards down on herself. The ultimate self-report. Oh my god.
not.
It's like, when they say karma will get you, bro, karma will get you because you are going to fuck up. Oh my god, it's beautiful. It's just beautiful. Poetic justice.
The first domino in toppling Blair's empire was actually pushed by her. On April 20th, 2023, Blair tweets out, "Not at Legal Eagle broaching my editors to take my video style."
This tweet made me so happy.
When they didn't give up the info,
Bro, can you put more flags, please, in your bio, please?
they literally copied, and by the way, I have the messages from my editors, and found an email from them too. Just change the color from
Every time I watch a Legal Eagle video and I see the highlighter thing that she's talking about, I'm like, oh man, I can't believe that he stole like from Illuminati like that.
purple to blue.
I would frame this tweet.
Huh? Interesting. This is an allegation of plagiarism. She claims that someone from another YouTuber's team tried to steal her editor's style, had
Just like, huh?
been caught fishing for information about how to execute said style, and when the information wasn't given, they just figured it out themselves. She followed this up with an email from the editor in question who wrote, "I work as an editor for Legal Eagle, and I was wondering if there were some After Effects plugins you guys use for things like the intro to the first NFL video, where the lighter color appears to stick out in 3D. We could recreate it, but we figured there was probably a faster method you guys were using. Here's the video I'm talking about so you know what I mean. Thanks, Danny." Blair then states that he also went to my Discord.
Oh, I love how she thinks it's plagiarism to copy someone else's editing style. Like, every time I use an explosion effect, am I ripping off the editing style of someone else who used an explosion effect? It's like, bro, I can't believe you have editing in your YouTube video? Well, I have editing in my YouTube video. That's plagiarizing. I can't believe you're plagiarizing the fact that my YouTube video has editing right now. That's crazy. Stevie, can you put some boobs in the video? Just some boobs flying around. And whoever puts boobs in a video from this moment forth is stealing my editing style.
To try and get more to copy the style.
I've invented boobs. I'd go as far as to say that I have pioneered the entire market of boobs.
Here we have the editor, Danny, asking if he's allowed to post a video essay he made inspired by Blair's channel, since he wouldn't want to break a no self-promo rule. 8 minutes later, he asks if there's some way he can talk to one of the editors, because he'd like to know how they did a specific effect. Another user tells him he has to be a higher rank in the server to post links, and then directs him to the proper channel. He follows up again by asking if he could speak to the editors, but this is where the screenshot ends. Blair then shows the two videos side by side. First hers, and then Legal Eagle's.
Oh my god, is that a torn paper effect? You've stolen my torn paper effect!
As evidence of this plagiarism, she follows us up with another example of the highlight effect being used on
highlight effect! I've invented highlighting effects! I am John Boob, and anyone that has placed a boob in a title, a thumbnail, or even a video is damn plagiarizing my creation. I, John Boob, CEO of Breasts, am offended that people would do such a thing like this.
text to add to her narrative that Legal Eagle's
Example B. My highlighting effect and his highlighting effect clearly stolen.
editors were stealing her style. Blair concludes by saying, "To be honest, I wouldn't have believed any of this was trying to replicate my videos if not for the email and Discord stuff that was done preemptive to their video."
And if it is, like, I don't understand what that even means. All right, so let's say it is replicating your videos. Let's put on the thinking cap. Forget the research that was proven that Legal Eagle has been using these effects for longer than you. Forget about that. But let's put on the thinking cap. Let's fucking really twiddle our titties a little bit here and think for a second. Is that really plagiarizing? Have you never replicated videos from someone else? That someone else used an effect like ripped paper and you used it too? That someone else highlighted in a video and you used it too? You think you invented this stuff? Like, it's such a brain-dead take. Everything that you are doing is built on the back of other people. Your entire channel is, you did Reddit reactions because other people were doing Reddit reactions, and then you switched to commentary because other people were doing commentary. And that's fine. That's the evolution of content on the platform. But what are you even saying right now?
Coming out. Like, talk about, can I copy your homework? Yeah, but just make it a little different. She finishes with this meme about copying schoolwork to illustrate her point. Now, while Blair's initial tweet did get more than 700 likes, every follow-up tweet she made on the thread was increasingly less popular, as many realized how ridiculous this allegation was as they read on.
People saw an allegation and they were like, oh, I love allegations. They just started piling on and they were like, wait a second, this allegation is fucking stupid.
Firstly, any points about editing is hard to justify in the first place because every video editor draws from inspiration when creating content.
Obviously.
On top of that, people's editing style on YouTube usually just comes down to basic effects and presets, which the video editors don't even make. They come stock with software like Adobe Premiere, Sony Vegas, and DaVinci Resolve. But not only is the initial premise shaky on its own,
Shaky? Bro, the initial premise makes less sense than how Nami's legs can support her massive titties in the Wano arc of One Piece.
actual examples she shows, being the ripped paper and highlighting effects, are extremely common visuals for video essayists to use on YouTube. Thousands of independent creators have employed these two techniques. The highlighter effect in question is commonly referred to by many as the Vox highlighter effect because of the video publisher Vox using it in their videos often.
Oh my god, dude, you're really calling out someone for highlighting? For highlighting?
There's plenty of tutorials too, both old and new, that inform aspiring editors how to create the look.
You realize your entire logo is plagiarizing the Illuminati. You are plagiarizing the triangle with the eye in it. Oh my god, dude, this is just so embarrassing for you.
The same goes for this ripped paper effect, with thousands of stock photos being available for commercial purchase that showcase the same thing, and plenty of YouTubers and documentaries have used that background for its simple, appealing look on thousands of other occasions as well. Tedious details aside, the intentions of Danny, Legal Eagle's editor, just don't come off as malicious. It's as simple as that. He even states he could recreate the effects himself, but thought it was more convenient to ask for assistance. For someone like Blair, whose channel contains almost nothing purely original and is
You don't write your own scripts. You don't edit your own videos. You don't own a triangle with the eye in it. Like, and you're calling them out for, oh my god, it's just so beautiful. It's just, oh, the irony. The irony. Oh, I'm literally jizzing all over my keyboard. And dude, my parents are gonna be so upset. I'm recording from my parents' basement right now. I'm visiting family for the next 2 weeks. If this looks a little jankier than usual, bro, they are gonna be so upset. They are gonna see me covered in my own nut, laughing at the demise of this just cringe person.
Is, like many channels, a melting pot of various ideas and influences from all over the place. To complain about her editing style being copied, something she isn't even particularly known for, is strange. Many creators in the replies express their confusion. Your example is highlighting text? Vox would like a word, as would my videos from 2015, and just about a million other creators.
Turns out that it wasn't a great argument, homie.
You think you invented the highlighter animation and have a claim to it? We've been using that effect before your channel even existed. Just to clarify, one of Legal Eagle's editors asked one of your editors what plugin they used for a personal video they were working on for their own channel. I take plagiarism really seriously, so I'm interested in an explanation of what exactly is wrong here. Furthermore,
I love the confusion. I remember when I saw that tweet and I was like, what? Huh?
some began questioning if this wild and baseless accusation was just a one-off incident or part of a larger pattern of behavior from Blair. Legal Eagle himself responded the same day in confusion, reiterating the points many had already made before he managed to address the controversy, stating, "YouTube is great because it's collaborative and the rising tide raises all ships. My team and I always try to provide original, high-quality, informative content. We try to help others when they ask for it. There aren't really any trade secrets around here." Blair quietly deleted the post and didn't make another public statement for the time being.
Yeah, you don't say, because you're pathetic.
Seemingly backing off on her prior stance. However, the floodgates had been opened. Bomber Guy responded with his own accusation, saying that Blair had plagiarized the documentary on her own channel and in a much more egregious way.
Professor Hugh Fudenberg.
Professor Fudenberg has long been controversial.
A man named Hugh Fudenberg.
Oh, baby! You call someone out for plagiarizing, and you copied the scripts of other documentaries. Oh, the euphoria I am feeling right now.
Former immunologist who has been long controversial.
In 1989, he was caught up in a bizarre lawsuit involving the Food and Drug Administration, which told him he had to stop injecting his autistic child patients with blood products.
In 1989, he was caught up in a bizarre lawsuit with the Food and Drug
She even said bizarre. She even took the word bizarre. Brother!
Administration, which told him he had to stop injecting his autistic patients with blood products.
Now, not only was the initial allegation discredited, but her credibility as a narrator was done for. She looked to be guilty of the same thing she had accused others of, and to a much greater degree.
Nothing like a fresh steaming dose of hypocrisy in the morning.
Plagiarism is one of the most serious accusations you can levy against a creator since it devalues their work entirely. And with this new accusation towards Blair, it was about her writing, not just some video editing trick. In hindsight, her tweet that started this all looked like projection. Her deleting her original tweet against Legal Eagle didn't stop those flooding her replies, demanding an explanation. For now, she stayed silent, apart from a statement the same day claiming someone had been trying to hack into her accounts.
I love this! This is my favorite tweet. Oh my god. I was telling you before how the last tweet was my favorite tweet. I lied. This is. So somebody been trying to gain access to my Google accounts and various social media accounts when I was streaming? Hacking into someone's accounts because you don't agree with them is nasty. People who condone this behavior in their communities are gross. Are just gross. But I recently had a hacking issue. Someone hacked one of my accounts somewhere. And they like posted about it online, how proud they were that they managed to hack my account, and people were like praising them, like my haters people on Twitter were like, "Oh, you hacked his account, that's so radical of you, that's so cool, mathematical, that's awesome, gee willikers." And I'm just thinking to myself, are they praising this guy for hacking my account? Like what? I mean, I obviously never posted about it publicly because why would I do that, obviously, but like, bro, when I saw this tweet, I was certain that she was saying that someone tried to hack her account, and then if people would believe her, she'd be like, "Schmauzow! Did I tweet something about Legal Eagle earlier today?" And just see if she can get away with that. I was sure that this was just feeling the waters, testing it a little, if you will, just to see if she could get away with saying that her last tweet was a little bit hacked. And then everyone was like, "What the cabbage, bro?"
Meanwhile, the drama wouldn't be contained to Twitter. Creators knew the time to drop videos was now, while the topic was still hot.
First, Illuminaughti starts off with this email containing supposedly nefarious activity. This editor is trying to steal her editor's style, but that's not really what's going on here, right? They're just asking about some plugin, a pre-existing asset that they may have used.
It's hilarious.
Tom says, oof, I used to watch her stuff, but found it odd how she was able to churn out so many video essays at a regular pace. I had no proof that anything malicious was going on, but the vibes were just off, you know? Glad it wasn't all just in my imagination.
Well, the thing is, Legal Eagle I don't even think needed to defend himself. I don't think they had to come out and say anything at all.
Big
the community.
Moist out here, dropping the bombs. Once Moist gets involved, once my man Charlie gets here, and I get as moist as he is, it's over. It is over for you. There is no coming back. My God. The moistness himself.
He ate Illuminati alive for the claim because it was so outrageous.
The public was eating Illuminati alive, and yet it was still just the beginning of Blair's no good, very bad week.
Old friend!
As
I'm so giddy watching the downfall of assholes. It just makes me so happy. This is my favorite thing. A lot of you think that I don't get pleasure from YouTube anymore. You are so wrong. One Illuminati comes by every month or so, and it makes me so happy. Oh. Sorry, I just had my Hisoka moment, just moaning but I can't contain my joy because this started a domino effect where the next thing you are about to witness is so much worse.
As it turns out, the former members of Sad Milk were watching the situation from a distance, and it was becoming increasingly apparent to them that they couldn't stay silent about their own experiences with Blair for much longer.
Which is kind of hilarious. When I got into my drama like 2 years ago, the big drama that must not be named, that no one I was ever involved in that drama with ever wants to be brought up ever again. So I'll do them the dignity of not mentioning it, but when that happened and just people started coming out of the woodwork with issues that they had with me until I exonerated myself.
In light of this new drama. As such, the Click and Wonderstruck posted their own extensive threads about Blair with a slew of claims, which at the time were unsubstantiated. Click began by clarifying that his departure from their collab channel was not an amicable one, but that he left because of Blair's behavior. He lists her typical behaviors as lashing out at friends and fans, paranoia, and generally poor anger.
I wish it was me making Nux moan. What? If you send me enough money, you could.
Management.
I'm just saying, I'm not an OnlyFans. I don't have OnlyFans, but I'd moan for you.
To name a few. Eventually, I believe pretty much the whole group left her. The last meeting I ever had with her, she spent half an hour screaming at me for an array of random things, calling me a bad friend, lazy, and a bunch of random accusations that didn't really have anything to do with me.
How much I'll pay? I'm joking, man. I'm not moaning for money. I was literally just making a joke, and I'm realizing that I actually have to mention that specifically that it was a joke because I'm afraid someone will take it seriously, and I'm not moaning for money here. Sorry. Boo! Boo! Why is chat booing me?
There's no way you can have the resume you claim and be this fucking stupid and so on. No one even raised their voice back at her. I left along with several other members, half the group at the time. She spent the next few months spreading lies and—
Is Nux gay? Well, is it gay if it's for Charlie? If no, then no.
Half-truths about us on the Sad Milk Reddit page and vague posting on Twitter. I still have all the screenshots. She would turn friends against you or specifically team up with people she knew didn't like you so she had allies against you, rallying mainly—
Dude, I remember every time I would get into drama for some random cringe, people that didn't like me would message other people and say, you should stay away from Nux. You should not associate with him.
banned problematic community.
Except the difference here is Illuminati was a horrible person, and I'm very nice. Known for my kindness throughout the land. Yes, that's me.
The members known to be liars and conflict seekers. When people started questioning that maybe she was the reason everyone left, there was a very convenient digging up of 11 to 14-year-old videos of me. Stuff I made back when I started my channel in 2009 when I was a teenager. And as you can probably guess, some of the jokes from that time aged like milk. I publicly owned up to my past
sad milk. Yeah, they pay me for this shit.
Mistakes and apologized, doing my best to be transparent and honest about my past. She would still harp on it, ignoring the fact that it had already been addressed, trying to direct as much attention to it as possible, publicly stating it was a bad apology, along with vague posting about it in comments on the collaboration channel, maybe in an attempt to get people to assume I had been kicked out for poor behavior.
Yeah, when people people love telling other people stuff that can't be traced back to them about a third party. It's YouTube is literally high school. Like, I know you think that we're all adults here, making videos, getting millions of views. Bro, this is high school. This is high school too.
rather than leave because of her own behavior. She, assuming it was her as she had channel access, also liked to pull what I can only describe as very petty acts of revenge. For example, some people left comments on the collaboration channel saying, "Good that Click left." They obviously got ratioed hard as people were there for creators. She would manually go in and delete the ratioing comments, but leave the original hate comment. She tried to gain
That is so nasty. Wow.
Control of my Discord when it surpassed hers in size by tossing around accusations at staff and trying to get rid of my team and replacing it with hers, giving me the ultimatum to fire my entire senior team or be publicly fired from Sad Milk myself. This is just a brief summary of events.
Manipulative cringe shit. I hate when people have to be manipulative and cringe behind the scenes so that in public they're still looked at as the good guy. It's so gross and vile.
It's sad to see she hasn't changed. All of this painted Illuminaughti as vindictive, petty, and spiteful. Digging through your 10-year-old videos to find dirt, spreading rumors behind your back, turning your friends against you, these are all hallmarks of, as any Twitter girl would put it, a toxic person. Wonder revealed that he had lived with Blair for a period of time, and that time was basically hell. After being threatened with a breach of contract for speaking out, I can confirm that the behavior Blair exhibits is entirely accurate here. Sad Milk at the time was the nearest thing to family I had, which sounds pathetic, but the content creator space is a very isolating one. The amount of hours I would spend online making drafts, editor tutorials for new hires, staying up trying to get some editing in if editors were shorthanded. I missed Christmas with my brother and father fixing the mistake of the editor she hired, and I didn't even get a thank you, and it took me more than half a month to even get paid. Meanwhile, she delays payments to editors so she can purchase expensive clothes, visit BMW dealerships, and spend hundreds on food in a day. While I do hold my beliefs towards certain matters, every month or so there's a new villain of the week. And they would one second be a normal person in our lives, and the next second, suddenly a hidden monster through, you guessed it, Blair's mouth.
It's like, it's the whole mean girl trope, you know? It's like you got a whole bunch of people, and they're like, yes, today we are going to hate that person, and if you don't hate that person with me, then you're an enemy as well, and we will destroy you. Yes, yes!
Say Sad Milk split on creative differences is a joke. It's a flat-out lie. Again, I'm aware of the bridges burned, but I can confirm that call took place where she screamed,
Yeah, she's out there, she's just all cock and no cum. Know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying.
curse, and had a meltdown towards the clique in one topic. It was a train wreck. I tried making us schedules. I motivated Blair during another mental breakdown of hers not to delete the channel or the Discord, since I actively read through the comments on both. And we had people who we mattered to. After months of behind-the-scenes insults towards clique and OT, it became so stale and negative. Yeah, we all took part, but after it going on so long, it just became day after day Blair would sit and check OT's social blade. She would make fake accounts to stalk them. Not just them, but a large portion of the commentary community. I've personally seen her try to get her lawyer to shut down anyone who says anything against her, and they ruined her day by saying, yeah, we can't really do anything. It's insane.
So crazy. It's like, and obviously, no one in real life wants to deal with this. It's like, imagine getting threatened for a lawsuit, and you could definitely fight to just say your piece, but you have to deal with a potential lawsuit, or you could just shut up and move on with your life, because this isn't really that important to you. And that's probably what most people would do. I mean, I got threatened for a lawsuit, and I didn't shut up, but that's just me being a petty bitch. That's just me being a petty little asshole, a stubborn little fucker. But most people would, and I don't blame them. Like, if someone would ask me for advice, I would tell them they should. Like, why deal with a lawsuit?
Innocent people don't work so hard to try and silence others. We would get no work done. I can't count how many times I pleaded and set up meetings for us to do something and nobody cared. I thought I had a friend who was hurting. Then I saw I had moved to villain. Blair, you can't hide anymore. Sooner or later, you are going to push everyone who cared about you away, and you'd realize the world isn't out to get you. But you made your fears a reality all on your own.
Sorry, we have to do a little digging here. I want to see who's writing her videos now. Can't believe I'm clicking on an Illuminaughti video right now, but I gotta do what I gotta do. And she doesn't even promote her editors and her writers anymore.
Media posted a similar call-out thread reiterating much of the same sentiment about how she was a toxic, vindictive person. Given their prior public collabs with Blair and the photos of Blair's house that Wonder provided, there was some credibility to these accusations. If these claims, along with the accusations of plagiarism, were true, a more clear and sinister image of Blair's character was forming. But for the general public, none of it was easily verifiable, and without actual evidence showing that these events took place, who was to say what really happened? These threads were both posted on the 23rd of April, and 5 days later, Blair would apologize for what she described as jumping the gun on Legal Eagle. Despite everything that was said,
Dude, I love when she apologizes privately and then she tweets publicly that she apologized privately. Ain't no way. Oh my god. I wonder who the apology was for. Was it for the person that you accused, or was it for the public? That's crazy. How quickly she screenshotted her apology and to post it publicly. That's wild. That's crazy. It's like when people get into drama with me and then they apologize to me behind the scenes and immediately tweet, we apologize. No, let's not get into that.
Said about her, this was the point where she could have just walked away. Neither The Click nor Wonder said they would be posting anything to their channels about it, meaning whatever allegations existed could have died then and there. And this could have been a forgotten footnote in the plagiarism.
Better, because she may have fallen hard, but you're not ready. You're not ready.
Drama. Instead, Blair tempted fate with a new response video.
She did it again. She cannot stop. She thinks she's chosen and selected by God. She thinks that she has been handpicked by the God hand themselves to always transcend over the mere mortals. It's so pristine. Destroying her own life once wasn't enough. She needed to do it again.
A video by Blair titled Illuminati Exposed was framed as the conclusive video on the topic.
Can I just say that in this video where she's trying to call out her friends, she literally shows one of her ex-friends' suicide notes, like a real suicide note. Just saying, that is fucked.
Blair opened by reiterating her regret over the tweet about Legal Eagle.
Truthfully, I should have looked into this more instead of just putting the information out there the second I had a gut reaction about it. I should have asked him what the emails were about, but I didn't.
You shouldn't have. You should have just shut up. You never need to expose people, ever. There's no need to expose people. You should have just shut the fuck up, lady.
And I made a mistake, and plain and simple, I was wrong. So to Legal Eagle and team, I just want to reiterate that I messed up, and I'm sorry for any stress this may have caused you, and of course to your team.
She then sets out to debunk the accusation.
Now you're sorry, now that you were called out to hell.
That she had plagiarized an older documentary by repurposing its script. She points out the part she read was a quote, not meant to be her own words, and that it was also credited in the description of the video.
In his own video, he shows where I'm audibly quoting a direct line from the documentary, and even visually you can see it on the screen with the quotation marks. Additionally, you can even see the dual ellipses on either end of that quote, indicating that more of that source was being cited. When you go to my sourcing page for this particular episode, you can also see that the documentary is listed as a source.
This is
Wait, so if the documentary is listed as a source, you can just rip off the whole script? Bro, I'm gonna start ripping off. Okay, dude, every time Turkey Tom starts posting a video, I'm just gonna take his entire transcript, okay? There's a really easy way to do it. Where is that? You just click this, show transcript. You get an entire transcript of the video. Literally, this is the whole video right here, okay? I'm just gonna reread this shit in my own words. Not even my own words. I'm just gonna take all of this, I'm gonna put it to ChatGPT to change into my own words, and then I'm gonna I'm gonna reference him as a source in the description, so that'll make it okay. That'll make it fine because I quoted him as a source, you see.
Completely fair. The editing around that point of the video was a bit confusing and may lead some to believe the quote was being stolen rather than quoted, but given the appearance of a quote on screen during the part H Bomber guy showed, it seemed to be a valid response. However, this is mostly where the valid responses from Blair end, as the rest of the video—
Bro, that's not a valid response. You are being way too nice about this, bro. Just quoting an entire shit without specifically making it clear that it is a quote is plagiarism, I think.
It evolves into unsubstantiated claims and a malicious revelation of personal information to try and discredit her former friend. Her segment on The Click opens by stating that she was aware of his use of slurs in 10 to 14-year-old videos, and
I wanted him dead. I heard he said the N-word 14 years ago, and I want him murdered on the street.
that it had nothing to do with his departure from the group. However, she follows up by saying that the clique was still using horrifying language, her words, not mine, when she met him, specifically using the R slur, which has been deemed unacceptable. By who, I'm not sure. Maybe her Discord friend group, maybe Twitter, or maybe Reddit.
I cannot believe he would simply drop the R word in private conversation. That's crazy, the way he would do that. I obviously wanted to expose him for saying the N-word 14 years ago because of that.
Its moderation team.
Unfortunately, when those videos surfaced, it wasn't really all that shocking to me, as Oz Media and I had actually talked about how Click had been using the R slur while we played games together. I thought, or I wanted to assume, that I had misheard, but Oz said that he was uncomfortable with it and said something, but the language continued.
The point is brushed aside as she moves on to a more serious allegation against the clique, that he was harboring a predator in his Discord server and did nothing about it.
Okay, which is horrible. Like, that's a horrible claim.
Apparently, in the clique's Discord server, there was a 19-year-old boy who bragged about dating a 12-year-old girl. Naturally, this raised some red flags, and after a server mod reached out to him for clarification, this individual reiterated that it wasn't a joke of any kind, and that him dating a 12-year-old was even supported by a therapist. Blair claimed that the clique's moderators did nothing to ban him from the server, forcing a mod to come to her for assistance. She then banned this predator from her personal community server, the Sad Milk server, and reported them to Discord. Blair then claims that this happened right after one of the clique's admins was caught sharing NSFW with known minors, and cites information from rain.com to explain that this is a common tactic amongst groomers, desensitizing minors to loot.
It's so sad that this happens as often as it does. I know that, look, I've made a video diving into Discord servers where I would like catfish predators. I'd say, oh yeah, I'm a 13-year-old girl, and you know, the 34-year-old guy on the other side would be like, that's okay, baby, send me dudes. And it's like, oh god, this is horrible.
Content over time.
So we used this individual's ID number and we banned them from the Sad Milk server and from my server, and we reported them to Discord's trust and safety team, who we hope did pursue this further.
In an effort to have action taken against this predator in the clique's Discord, she messaged one topic.
The craziest thing is, this happened in middle of the night. I'm sure Tom is gonna mention it, but this happened in middle of the night. And she, like, Click was asleep, dude joins the server and gets banned for the server before he even wakes up, and she is blaming him for harboring a pedophile in his server. Hello? How cruel and vindictive is that?
Member of Sad Milk and Click's good friend, asking for him to do something about it. After seeing the degenerate material in question, he left the group chat and reported and removed the individual himself. She concludes this section of the video by saying that the clique cultivated an environment that was unsafe for minors on his server.
On your Discord server that had, and likely still has, minors present, you as an adult need to do the right thing and actually pay attention to what goes down in your server, or ensure a team will take action against inappropriate behavior.
Which they literally did, because they banned the guy before the clique even woke up. You cannot blame him from having a public server that some asshole joins and gets kicked out of before he even wakes up. That's not harboring a pedophile. Jesus.
I am sorry to those minors who were spoken to in such—
I'm sorry to the clique for needing to deal with being called a you know, freaking predator protector or whatever.
an inappropriate way.
Now, in this video, Blair never states that this was the reason why she stopped working with the clique. In fact,
the image he's using has the dislike button, but what a legend.
Actually doesn't address the vast majority of the points he raised in his thread. Instead, she focuses on highlighting that—
And the crazy thing is, I know that the second she caught wind of a pedophile guy in the clique server, she jumped for joy. She was so happy to find out that there was a pedophile in his server. Like, you know she was. She was like, oh shit, finally, I could call him a pedophile too. What a fucking monster.
that he used the R slur and is supposedly indifferent towards files being on his Discord. She gives a 2-minute diatribe passionately discussing why grooming children is bad, as if anyone needed that explanation. She even states that this situation made her regret trying to get his channel reinstated when it was previously deleted for some old content that violated terms of service. She claims she spoke to YouTube directly and implies her efforts are the reason why the channel still exists today. But because of his mishandling of his community, she now regrets that. Many were quick to point out the ridiculousness of the pedophile allegation, especially with no screenshots to back up the notion that the clique hadn't tried to help. Given the server had 40,000 members, there were bound to be a few bad apples in the bunch. Nevertheless, the section paled in comparison to the issues present in her response to Wonder. It similarly avoided most of what was said in the thread, instead pivoting to attacking his character as a means to discredit his claims. Blair begins by claiming she never neglected to pay Wonder, which was one of his allegations, where he said that payments to editors were delayed while Blair visited BMW dealerships and ordered Uber Eats. He says that that
being such a walking L factory and thinking that you're gonna win this and keep dragging out the drama. What's so hilarious to me is that literally, she caused her own downfall again and again.
it took more than half a month for him to be paid, while Blair claims that this was just the way she and many companies pay their employees on a bi-weekly basis. She then says the reason Wonder lived with her was because she generously extended him a job offer for an easy editing gig and allowed him to live under her roof for a time. According to her, despite this generosity, he trashed the car she lended to him.
Within 1 month of using the vehicle, the car was visibly soiled. Trash was littered in the car. It contained dirty clothing, which consisted of, I think 2 pairs of dirty boxers and
What kind of an exposed video is this? Oh man, what an asshole. Wears dirty shit. Oh, you could smell him from the other room, the fucking asshole. What a bitch ass cum dumpster that fucker is. His socks weren't even washed, brother. Mother shitter.
maybe 3 mismatched socks. There was also a huge crack that went across most of the windshield, and for some reason, the glove box compartment in the front.
I love how she sounds like she's suffering through it. Like, bro, how many takes did she have of just trying to sound as sad for her friend as possible? Oh.
Passenger seat was somehow broken. The state of the vehicle was shocking, to be honest, but at this point, I was just happy to have my car back and know that it couldn't be damaged any further.
What? I was happy to have my car back and know that it couldn't be damaged any further? Your poor baby car, what? Huh?
Segment mostly comes down to Blair publishing petty interpersonal drama that never needed to be made public in the first place. But in fairness, Wonder initially did the same by posting pictures of her house that made it look like it belonged on an episode of Hoarders. Nonetheless, Blair then delved into Wonder's mental health and addressed his intention of suicide, as well as a message where he stated that the emotional pressure
You're gonna talk about some other guy's mental health as a segment in your video right now to cover up for yourself. That's like unbelievably low shit. For someone that does video essays talking about companies falling and failing so much, like, holy shit, man. Like, you are an idiot. Like, forget how obviously cruel this is. You're an idiot for making this. Like, how did you not know that this would backfire?
Pressure from her is what pushed him over the edge. Blair didn't explain why this was at all relevant, but it appeared to be an attempt by her to make Wonder look unstable. Inexplicably, she spends a few minutes talking about how her dog and his dog didn't get along when they lived together.
The tension began with our dogs and his unwillingness to help ease the situation between our pets. I did everything
to make our dogs friends. What a fucking psycho. I wouldn't trust him.
I thought of at the time to introduce James and Casper in a way that facilitated a good relationship between the dogs. They met on neutral ground at a dog park and only had supervised play at the house.
While I appreciate her expert analysis on which dog was in the right or whatever, believe it or not, there actually is a reason for this. It was the reason she provided for why there was so much conflict while they lived together. Wonder claimed it was because of her behavior, but Blair suggested that it came down to the dog situation, her recommending her therapist to him, which created a conflict of interest, and the car being trashed. In response to the accusation of being a hoarder, Blair clarifies that this was just one messy room in her house due to the ongoing process of moving in. In isolation, her point actually holds some merit, as she highlights that Wonder posted an irrelevant photo with the intention of humiliating her.
I feel the need to point out these minor details since the out-of-context photos of the house being moved into are being used as a way to show that I'm a supposed monster and that, quote, my home
She lives like an actual monster. Her home is a mess. And she's taking it out of context. He's calling me a monster. What a twisted fuck.
home is a mess, like Hoarder's bad. And just, what was the point of this, Wonder? Why would you even—
The point was to make fun of you. Because you're a fucking bitch. Is that too real? Is that a little real?
bother posting something like this except to humiliate me? This was a room that we told you we were using to move, and we let you know it was off limits to you. That photo alone shows your consistent lack of respect for Oz's and my boundaries. And Wonder, I am sorry that I was ever—
Dude, I love how she grandstands by apologizing to all the victims of the other people that she's trying to victimize falsely. It's like, I just wanted to take this moment to apologize sincerely to anyone who's been hurt by the people in drama with me. Like, I just wanted to say they're all horrible, twisted people. I just wanted to apologize to the families of the people hurt by the people that I don't like. I just want to take a moment to apologize again to the pets of the people that I hate. Okay, dude.
Friends with you.
Towards the end of the video, Blair starts crying as she expresses how deeply the falling out between her and Oz Media affected her.
You were right. I am afraid of looking stupid and weak online, and yet I am those things right now. You
Much to your own fault, by the way.
You've been with me through a lot of really intense and personal situations in my life. You were there throughout the entire process of my mom's cancer diagnosis.
No, I'm sorry. I'm not laughing that her mom had cancer. That's obviously horrible. But like, I mean, does she really need to shoehorn that in her video? It's like, you're a fucking horrible person. Now, anyway, before responding to the allegations of being a fucking horrible person, I wanted to say that thank you to this person randomly who was with me when my mom had cancer and I had a very hard time. I have a really sad life. Let me just remind you of how my grandfather died 10 years ago and how hard that was before you cancel me today. I feel for all of the 6 million Jews that died in the Holocaust, which is why I would never try to profit off any of that by making this weird video with a thumbnail of a swastika and a heart and a freaking Star of David. Pay no attention to this thumbnail. The deaths of those 6 million Jews still traumatizes me to this day, so think of how much I hurt when I get canceled.
Her various treatments and hospitalizations, and I know there were many times when I had to run out the door suddenly because there was a crash cart in her room and they didn't know if she was going to make it, and you said you'd stay at the house and watch Casper so I could go to my mom.
The video concludes with Blair acknowledging that she wants to take responsibility for her faults, such as her
I want
impulse
to take responsibility for my faults. Anyway, all these other 6 people, fucking losers.
activity in the Legal Eagle situation. Her immediate fan base, with little knowledge of the situation, were supportive. However, some viewers found her remarks lacking substance. They noted that the segment on the
Some of her viewers were supportive. 2 likes.
were supportive.
However, some other people found she was lacking substance. 9,200 likes. Interesting. Okay.
Despite her initial promise of providing screenshots as evidence, no actual screenshots were shown
Dude,
to
who needs evidence? She said it. And are you calling her a liar? She's crying. She's crying. Dude, we out here, we live in that Sanji lifestyle. Let's, Sanji woman lies manga. Bro, dude. Yes. Yes! As Sanji says, a real man can forgive the lies of women. Thank you, Sanji, for being so base, dude. Illuminati was praying for that Sanji card to pull her out of hell.
support her claims against the clique. Furthermore, many took issue with her disclosing Wonder's mental health status. Posting Wonder's suicide note is disgusting. I don't care how you two fell out. He trusted you with a very sensitive situation, and you use that to get the focus.
Bro, imagine trying to get a W by showing you someone else's suicide note. Holy shit.
Off of yourself. That's disgusting. You have no shame. This is immensely disappointing. I was hoping the information and rumors I'd been hearing about you for years were untrue, but it looks as if I was sorely mistaken. The clique hinted that a detailed response was to come, while the other former Sad Milk members posted their own rebuttals on Twitter. While the dislike bar on Blair's video climbed, people waited with bated breath to see if the clique's
like a red lightsaber, I guess.
response would be the final nail in the coffin of this saga.
Oh, well, but there are a couple more little L's she has to take on the way. You think she can merely get by with 6 or 7 L's? Oh, wait.
On May 2nd, 2023, the clique released his video. It only addresses his portion of Illuminati's response, as well as verifying the claims he previously made about her. To debunk the claim about him not doing
The
anything,
only difference is instead of tears, he had a little thing that they like to call proof, which in my opinion always works better. It's a little cringe Nux take. I hope you're ready for the nuclear Nux take. Proof is always so much better than tears, you know what I'm saying?
in regards to the Discord predator, the clique clarified that he was asleep while the situation was unfolding, and by the time he woke up, it was already resolved.
She brought one topic into a chat room, as she shown in her video and her accusations. However, her statement in these DMs about clique knowing is very odd, as I would have been very unconscious when the ban was happening. She might be referring to me knowing knowing by the time I woke up, but the fact remains I wasn't there, nor did I endorse this random creep.
In her video, Blair
Which is a very good point, Mr. Click. Like, oh, goddamn.
claimed she reached out
Destroyed. You literally were holding on to the information for 3 years that Click was a pedophile. With nothing.
to the Click for his aid in resolving the issue. As he shows in his, he was the first one to reach out, while her responses back were fairly vague and didn't provide any of the relevant information at all.
Yeah, you know she was holding on to this info, waiting for the time that she could just drop the bombshell on the Click and call him a pedophile for the extra bonus point.
This recontextualized her messages with one topic. They weren't about resolving the Predator problem, they were about making the Click look bad to his friend.
Sir, that is what it's all about. I stand by what I said before. When she heard that there was a pedophile on the Click server, she fucking cheered.
Directly messaging the Click to address her concerns, Blair messaged his friend and accused him of doing nothing. However, it's important to note that the Click wasn't around at the time, so reaching out to him directly wouldn't have been possible anyway. He was asleep. In his response, the Click addresses a point that Blair emphasized, but is seen by some as a non-issue. Blair claimed that she could never be friends with someone who used the R slur in video games. However, the Click
Sorry, I just got jump scared by the definition of the R slur.
points out that despite her messaging others about how problematic it was, she continued to hang out with him regardless.
She would never be friends with someone that used that language. Yet she regularly played games with me as a friend during this time, where I allegedly kept on saying these things. Which one is it? I don't think you can have both.
He then says he stopped using the word retarded in content as he didn't want to offend anyone. This pivots to her deleting comments, which, while it can't be proven, a before and after screenshot of the Sad Milk channel showed that anyone speaking positively about him or protesting his removal did in fact have their comments
Dude, that's wild!
suspiciously
What?
deleted. Blair herself on her
She deleted comments of people saying they missed him? Oh my god! Oh my god! That's crazy.
main account then began snidely spreading rumors in comment sections, saying, "I didn't say the N-word in old videos, just saying."
Wow! Bro, that is vile! You are joking me.
The videos in question were between 10 and 14 years old, by the way. But all of this is relatively petty. Even the accusations regarding Click's Discord could be chalked up to miscommunication. But he then reveals she was
Bro, the Click is cringe, yeah. I didn't say the N-word in old videos, by the way, just saying. Oh, okay.
spreading rumors about him not respecting his Discord mods, as if unwashed internet janitors deserve respect in the first place. No offense to you guys that moderate my Discord. Okay, actually, some offense intended. They spend hours of their lives to help some YouTuber they love and look up to. The very least—
By the way, to all my mods, you guys are freaking awesome. I love you guys. You guys are dope. I'm just saying. I appreciate you tremendously. You guys are superb. You guys rock the goddamn house. I'm just saying. I appreciate you for your help. I don't know you personally that well, but I appreciate you regardless. Shout out to my mods, goddammit!
thing any content creator can and should do is give their teams the respect they deserve. Mods have always—
I love how she's grandstands constantly. Does she do anything aside from grandstand how epic she is? Like, God, we get it already. You think you're God's gift to the world. You're a narcissistic triangle. Like, holy shit.
It's been the backbone of every YouTube and Twitch community. To disrespect them and try to just throw them away is insane. They are the ones who have a pulse on the community. Like, I'll never be able to properly thank my entire team, but God, I'll try. This Click—
What a benevolent God.
One topic has me heated. These stupid fucks. How could you not care about the people who care about your community the most? How? Usually, YouTubers try to fight against cultivating parasocial relationships. I guess Blair didn't get the memo. She continued spreading
Blair was following Dream's example.
the claim that the
Kisses my kittens.
Click harbored a predator on his Discord server and threw a hissy fit about him making a harmless white van joke in an old video, as well as pulling other
No. Oh God, Illuminati would hate me, that's for sure.
jokes out of context to
I guess that's a self-compliment.
imply he was a degenerate.
Here's the same chat room again, in what I'm assuming is suggesting that my my god, I'm so down with the kids boomer joke from Twitter has pedo implications. Oh, the younglings think I'm so cool.
Blair then began enlisting people
That sounds like something a pedophile would say, I'm just saying.
to dig through 10-year-old Let's Plays to find dirt on him. Again, here's the video still up
10-year-old video with the R slur, are you joking?
with the R slur at 340-ish. Keep in mind, this was 2010, when the Click was in high school and didn't have any kind of audience. She talked with glee about the day when the public would eventually become aware of his past slur usage and cancel him. Ever since we made the Sad Milk
And it's crazy, because dude, I know people gather files like this on other people. Like, it's crazy what people do.
Announcement, some fans have been putting it together, while I'm mostly the bad bitch. Some are figuring it out. Listen, I have click on video saying the F slur and R slur.
So real and awesome of you, bro. I mean, I know I'm making fun, but I have files too. Everyone has files.
He will put himself with his own ego, and I won't have to deal with
myself, you see.
any of that. Oh yeah, it's in his old videos. Some Discord users are overweight mods, some are e-girls, some are traps, and some make Machiavellian plots to destroy their friends' careers because 10 years ago they said retard. The amount of spite you must feel to devote this much energy to someone who did nothing wrong to you is unimaginable. I'm a level with y'all here. Reading through things and seeing people excuse Click saying the R slur because it was 10 years ago and it's irrelevant is super yikes to me.
Is it though? What? What does that even mean? Is that really super yikes? What? I feel like that's a pretty good argument.
Super yikes. Oh boy. It's super yikes, guys. Again, I'm the same age as Click and that word wasn't ever in my vocabulary. Not 10 years ago, not now.
That's cap. That's a lie. That is such a lie, bro.
Because it was never appropriate. Same with him saying the N-word and F-slur. Being edgy is not an excuse, and seeing it dismissed so lightly like that is actually gross. As if iDubbbz wasn't calling himself and his fans NFs 3 years prior to these videos. And that's not to mention what goes on in every 15-year-old's Xbox Live lobby. If all of that wasn't enough, Blair was also paying people.
I would add a lot of constructive commentary to the use of these words 10 years ago and versus the use of them now and stuff, but turns out I don't actually think that you deserve it. I think anyone that can't for themselves decipher the absolute stupidity of that statement should wallow in their self-misery and loathing.
Hundreds of dollars to sift through material to find compromising clips of the Click. I need you to help find the Click saying the R slur and Sad Milk's raw audio.
Oh my god, this is vindictive. This is just cruel.
I will pay you $200 to find it. Blair's spending more money than most people spend on groceries to expose some Swedish dude for saying the R word. As for why, it seems like it was either out of jealousy that his own channel was taking off or out of spite that he left the collab channel due to her behavior and no longer wanted to be her buddy.
Why would she go through all this?
I'll be honest, it's because I think she was always afraid that he would say something negative about her, so she wanted to have enough ammo to do the decisive blow first. That's my guess. As someone that's been in situations of people like coming out of the woodwork attacking them, like I feel like I could try to get into that headspace.
Trouble. Even spend money just to try to ruin myself and others. Why would she do all of this to someone who considered her a friend?
However, this wasn't even the worst part. Got Click saying the N-word apparently.
He's so excited about it. Oh my god, this is like levels of pathetic.
And here we have a YouTube link. 16 seconds in. The alt account is gonna love this one. This was in reference to an anonymous Twitter account Blair was running with the intention of sowing dissent among the Click's viewers and damaging his reputation.
Actually pathetic.
She carried this out not only on Twitter, but also on Reddit, because of course it was on.
I wonder if people that don't like me have alt accounts posting stuff about me.
On Reddit. She made the following post pretending to be a random Click fan. I saw the Sad Milk announcement. I follow all the Milkmen on their social media. I'm seeing the comments on their new announcement and I feel there's a big piece of the puzzle that's missing. We don't know what happened. I made an account on Reddit to see if this subreddit is active and I see you're still talking about this too. I think this is a very good place to vent and rant about what I figured.
He's like actually Griffith.
Out because no one else was talking about it. So I'm really wondering if I'm just freaking out over nothing. Like, it really looks like creative differences is dumb AF. Blair tweeting about being stabbed in the back, one topic leaving his supporter server, and then watching so many of his mods disappear, and Wonderstruck talking about how he hates his friends fighting, and even Clicky not streaming as much and deleting some of his streams and clips. I think something happened, guys.
Brother, I cannot believe this, like that she made an alt account to do this. Oh my god.
I think I figured out what really
so pathetic. Brother.
Happened. I was a big fan of Click. I thought his streams were a great way to interact with people like me, even if I couldn't donate as much. Sure. This post goes on to claim that Blair must have seen Click's old slur usage, and that's what actually caused Sad Milk to dissolve. After Blair posted to Reddit with her official account, she then used this alt account asking if this was some kind of cover-up and claiming to be disappointed.
This is so pathetic. Like, I can't believe it. This is just amazingly pathetic.
Blair would hang out with someone who used the R slur and F slur. The Doobie Schmerz Reddit also replied to other users saying the clique needed to apologize, and that he couldn't erase the past. The same scheme of having all her alt accounts interact with one another was repeated on Twitter. There, her bio simply read, "I know the truth." Her tweets included, "Blocking me to run away from the fact that the clique said the N-word doesn't make you look good unless..."
Bro, this is vindictive and evil. Like, this isn't even for clout. People in chat are saying it's all that for a crumb of clout. It's literally not for clout. It's just to destroy him. It's just to destroy this person. I know for sure that some people that don't like me have alt accounts, because there are just dedicated Nux hate accounts on Twitter. And, you know, they go through the same process of posting the same stuff once a month. Every time, trying to get a rise out of people. More people to say, oh my god, Nux really did that?
With this language. And imagine not apologizing for saying the N-word. The account was even responding to Def Noodles at the peak of his popularity, trying to get him to cover the clique.
The peak of his popularity with 52 likes. Oh, man.
Horrifying language. Keep in mind, all of this was Blair. On her official account, she would tweet about how non-POC creators shouldn't use that word, and then respond to herself on the alt account showing her former collaborator using it a decade prior.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
And then respond to herself.
That's insane. Bro. How could someone do this? How could someone be so cruel and manipulative and evil? It's like she deserves to eat her downfall. Look at this.
On the alt account showing her former collaborator using it a decade prior.
I didn't realize her alt went this far.
People would tweet about
POC is people of color. So she'd say, I can't believe people of color are using the N-word. And then she would respond with her alt account saying, tell your own friend, with the link of the video of the guy saying the N-word that she doesn't like. And she won't respond to that, of course, because she doesn't want to start drama, maybe even get someone else in trouble. That's not the type of person she is.
Herself on the alt account showing her former collaborator using it a decade prior. When people would tweet about being unproblematic streamers, she would respond with the same, even to her fellow collaborators on the Sad Milk channel. The account went inactive in November 2020, the same month it was created. After a full week of spamming friends, colleagues, YouTubers, and anyone she thought could kickstart a significant controversy, Blair shelved the project. Regardless, the proof of her intentions remained on Discord.
Here is the same account, Doobie Schmerz, on Twitter. This was an account I remember distinctly from 2020, 2021 that was relentlessly harassing myself, my friends, my colleagues, my streaming colleagues, past colleagues, sad.
It's wild, because I know a few of these as well. Like, a few people that have, like, alts that are just hating on me. And I always wonder if there's some people, some YouTuber that's just cringe and pissy and making alt accounts to dunk on me, and there's no way for me to ever find out. I feel like I will never have closure, but it is what it is. It is what it is. It doesn't bother me that much because I just figure it's some anonymous whoever.
Members, community members, stat, you name it. You name it. At the time, I wrote it off as a disgruntled troll with a little bit too much time on their hands.
That's what I do. Literally, I get these hate accounts. What's crazy, I don't know why Nux Hate gets so popular on Twitter. Like, she got 10 likes on that Doobie Schmerz. Why is it that every Nux Hate tweet gets 60,000 likes on Twitter? Huh? Explain to me why I am so much more memeable, huh? Come on, man.
And tried my best to ignore it. This was Blair all along. She was making alt accounts to spread her stuff because she probably knows deep down inside that the stuff she was digging up on me and all the stuff she was doing was so petty that she...
It hurt. When we had Click on our podcast, brother, like, poor man really went through the ringer on this.
She could never actually make a public statement of it, so she did this just to get back at an ex-colleague. She did this. She paid people to dig up dirt, make alt accounts, harass me for months. Why?
The top comment on Click's video was from Ozmedia himself, who had assisted Blair with a lot of her shenanigans. Hey everyone, I wanted to thank the Click for being so forgiving with how complicit I was with a lot of Blair's behavior, especially with her alt account. I should have done more to stop her. I honestly don't remember much, but I've seemed to mentally distance myself from these actions and my involvement. This doesn't excuse my part in this. I, at the time, was apparently aware of Blair doing this. I don't remember my involvement. All I have to go off of is that screenshot Click showed at the given timestamp. I have a lot of growing I need to do to fix the mistakes I made with backing someone I genuinely believe was the right choice. I'm taking responsibility now, though, and admitting that I f***ed fucked up by not only backing the wrong horse, but doing nothing when this horse seemingly started to kick and bite people. Yes, the horse will be a horse, but I could have probably done more. The remainder of the comment section
Wait, what the? Who, huh? What?
Consisted of fans expressing their shock at these revelations.
The random Nux jump scare, it always terrifies me. One of the are don't know how to show your voice. If it weren't for Nux covering this.
When posts about the drama started spreading to
always terrifies me. When I get those Nux jump scares, I'm like, what did I do? PTSD flashbacks, just seeing my name in tweets of random people that I've never spoken to in my life.
Blair's own subreddit, they were deleted before they could gain any traction, and then the Reddit was shut down. Meanwhile, other subs were readily spreading the info from the video, appalled at how vindictive and unhinged her behavior was. Tweets went viral calling her a garbage human being, while others reposted their messages from the comment section sharing their sympathies for those she tried to hurt. As public distaste for Illuminati grew, her subscriber count fell, in excess of 10,000 to 20,000 per day. On May 11th, Wonderstruck released his own video, detailing his own experience working for Blair, reiterating everything he
Bro looks like Sanji, holy crap.
said in the thread. While his
Always believe a woman's lie is my ass. This is Sanji's Joker arc.
claims were less shocking, they still added to the overall narrative of how unstable Blair was and still is.
This story is crazy, and you want to know the craziest part? It gets wilder since then. It gets wilder. Since this video came out, she has sued these people. She has also apparently tried to foreclose the house of her ex-boyfriend. Like, she is miles worse than what you saw here.
The cat was officially out of the bag, and now miscellaneous pieces of Blair's past were coming back to haunt her. With the veneer of charitability she had put up gone, every old drama she had been through was relitigated. For example, Blair had previously collaborated with the commentary talk show host Tommy C, contributing to the Shot from the Point news channel. After a distasteful joke was made about her friend, she logged into the channel and deleted every upload she was a part of. Uploads where she ironically
disgusting. Holy cow.
Played a caricature of a pro-cancel culture, dyed hair, social justice warrior. When criticized for this move by Nicholas Diorio, Blair contacted the artist whose art he utilized for the thumbnail and encouraged them to file a DMCA takedown
What? I didn't know about this.
on the video, out of spite for being criticized.
No way. She tried to threaten. She tried to get someone whose art was used in the video to falsely copyright strike this video. Have you no integrity? Like, what?
When the video was reinstated, she contacted another copyright holder to try and do the same.
Bro, that's insane.
Title of it was, "Have your mods flag this one down, bitch." So,
oh my lord.
So it's funny that he titles the video that, and then the video gets flagged down.
For the time, this drama was swept under the rug. Tommy C, Nicholas Diorio, and Tipster didn't exactly have the pull to get it into the drama news cycle, and Blair had moved communities to a new audience of 160,000 subs. But now, people are finally discussing this 4-year-old drama, since it shows Blair's behavior is not a new phenomenon. Ever since the revelations about her behavior surfaced, Blair has remained silent. Her videos continue to receive
She just keeps churning out videos with worse and worse views every day.
around 100,000 views per upload, but many of the top comments now focus on her off-screen conduct rather than the content itself.
No, dude, it was 100K at that point. Look at it now. Like, bro, this is the collapse of an empire we're looking at. This is like what happened to the Roman Empire. Dude, 11,000 views in a day. That is actually horrifying from a channel that 4 months ago was getting 500,000 views a video. Like, this is actually insane. This is such a dramatic drop-off. It's like, it just goes to show that the audience is completely aware of what's going on. Like, I don't even know, are there still hate comments? Do haters still watch this video to drop hate comments? I trust them a hell of a lot more than I trust you, Blair. Oh my god, dude, the top comments are still crazy.
Her subscriber count is in freefall, and so far, she's given no indication that she'll be responding to her critics anytime soon. Given the magnitude of the drama, it's difficult to imagine any kind of response to it that'd be satisfactory. A comparison many have made is to Creepshow Art, another female commentary YouTuber known for criticizing others while presenting herself as morally superior, despite later being
What is up with these people making alt accounts to roast people?
Being revealed through leaked private messages to be a pathological liar and manipulator, as well as borderline stalker. However, one key difference is that there were hints of Shannon's deceptive behavior in her videos, whereas Blair appeared normal and reasonable in her content.
Yeah, because she didn't script her own stuff. She hired people to script it.
The true extent of Blair's twisted mindset could only be glimpsed at by looking at the destruction left in her wake.
Yeah, it gets worse. Dude, if you want to really see worse, I still cannot believe she really went out there and foreclosed her ex-boyfriend's house. Forced her boyfriend, while she was her boyfriend, to sign contracts that he owes her so much money, and that she was able to do that. This is new news if you want to find more, but like, it's actually insane how twisted this individual is.
As for whether
and how she would have gotten away with everything if she wouldn't have just girl bossed a little too close to the sun.
Blair's reputation could ever recover, it's unlikely. This situation has deeply impacted the way she's perceived by her audience, though it is possible for her channel performance to recover over time.
But it didn't.
She seems to be making efforts to move forward and rebuild, but overcoming the public's negative perception of her will be a significant challenge along the way. More than anything, she's lost the opportunity to befriend other creators. Who would want to work with someone who might pay people
I would work with her. I would collab with her and show her some wild hentai.
to dig up your 10-year-old videos to find dirt if you ever get on their bad side? Who runs a handful of alt accounts spanning multiple websites dedicated exclusively to exposing her former friends? And that's on top of the general deceitfulness we've seen. Spreading lies, leaking someone's suicide note, abusing the DMCA system to silence criticism, and smearing someone as a predator protector because of one incident in their public Discord server that they weren't even aware of. You would think that using someone's honest mistakes, or even simply their vulnerabilities against them, is the last thing anyone who claims to care about those who are weak and marginalized would be doing.
The queen of posturing. That was a great video, Tom. Yeah, this whole saga is insane, and I am done with my stream for today. Like, subscribe, and follow me on Twitch. Stay weird, fam!